Hi, welcome back to Unit 4 of the first week of this course. We are now in the unit Process-Driven and Solution-Driven Transformations, where I will talk about in more detail how we support various types of SAP S/4HANA transformations. In the last unit, I provided you an overview of our end-to-end business process transformation methodology. In this unit, we will spend most of the time having a closer look into the key tasks of the individual steps. In weeks 3, 4, and 5, subject matter experts will, in line with our methodology, elaborate even further in detail how SAP signavio solutions drive SAP S/4HANA transitions. Before we talk about the key tasks of each step, we will discuss whether business process transformation management and therefore SAP signavio solutions are really required for all types of transformations. The individual transition path to SAP S/4HANA will take into account not only the future state, the current state, as well as the business strategy, but most importantly, the business processes. The key question is here, how many processes will customers reuse during their transformation, and how many processes will they rethink? As you might know, there are 3 main ways customers can transition to SAP S/4HANA, with a significant impact on the number of processes that they rethink and that they reuse. In a solution-driven transformation, they will initially reuse most of their processes and rethink processes only where it's required due to simplification items and the compatibility scope. A solution-driven transformation is executed as a system conversion. In a selective transformation, the number of processes that customers rethink is much higher, as they want to make use of much more capabilities in SAP S/4HANA right from the start to improve their processes. For example, they want to eliminate enhancements that are no longer required and unused process variants. They want to harmonize processes, potentially as they want to consolidate their existing SAP ERP systems while moving to SAP S/4HANA. A selective transformation is executed as a selective data transformation. In a process-driven transformation, customers rethink most of their processes and reuse only some processes, potentially even none if they're a new SAP customer. A process-driven transformation is executed as a new implementation. This slide only illustrates the main transformation scenarios. Any ratio of rethinking and reusing processes will look different. There are basically many shades of gray. It will be a result of considering the business strategy to determine processes that require rethinking, considering processes that must be changed due to simplification items and capability scope, as well as processes that can be simplified as process variants are no longer used or enhancements are not differentiating to the organization, and having them results in costs without value. No matter how customers transform and how big or small their process change is, SAP signavio enabling business process transformation management is required for a successful transformation. While the initial leap is relative to the transformation scenario and influences the number of processes customers rethink, the transformation will not stop once the customer has gone live. SAP signavio supports, therefore, not only every step of the transformation to SAP S/4HANA, but also drives process excellence and continuous transformation. Customers start to continuously transform by rethinking processes that they have reused while moving to SAP S/4HANA, for example. This can be also triggered by the need to adapt processes due to new business requirements or by considering new SAP S/4HANA capabilities. And this is not only applicable to processes that customers have reused, but also processes that customers have redesigned during the move to SAP S/4HANA. Because process transformation is, after all, not a destination, but an ongoing journey. The North Star is to rethink all processes in line with a continuously evolving business strategy. During the initial leap, customers might also not implement all process changes. Still, I recommend that customers consider their North Star, and that once the transition to SAP S/4HANA has been completed, they keep rethinking their business processes. Customers can continue also to realize incremental value, considering new innovations and new SAP S/4HANA releases. If we apply our previously shown transformation methodology to the two main different transformation scenarios, the relevance and importance of the individual steps differs. In a process-driven transformation, the analysis and potential enhancement of current executed processes is optional. If you are a net new customer, the results will be of little value, as you will straight away start with the design of your to-be processes. In a solution-driven transformation, the analysis of the current processes is the foundation to add value to the transformation, potentially even to enhance processes prior to the move to SAP S/4HANA to realize value immediately. For the mandatory changes triggered by the simplification items and the compatibility scope, customers mainly will redesign their processes and adopt them for initial go-live. As typically the focus is to shorten the project duration, the required resources, effort, and budget, customers will limit the redesign of processes and create a backlog of planned process improvements and innovations. The selective transformation that we discussed on the previous slides is executed as a new implementation with a reduced number of processes that are redesigned. Or, if most of the processes still should be used during the initial transition to SAP S/4HANA, as a system conversion, but not of the productive ERP, but of a so-called empty shell without data. In addition to the mandatory changes, selective process changes are executed, prioritized based on, for example, the analysis of currently executed processes and identified enhancement potentials. So let us look into more detail how a process transformation and a solution transformation is supported. A process-driven transformation can optionally start with the analysis of processes and the identification of potential enhancements. SAP Signavio Process Insights allows customers to get fast insights into current process executions, while SAP Signavio Process Intelligence provides them with deep insights. In addition to a data-driven process analysis, SAP Signavio Process Manager supports an expert process exploration, modeling as-is processes. Process Insights provides customers not only with data-driven optimization potentials, which allows them to enhance their processes, but it gives them also correction recommendations that they might apply in their existing ERP system, again, to get immediate value. By understanding the current processes, we also help to allow customers to determine the potential business value. SAP Signavio Process Explorer allows customers to explore best practice processes and reference architectures, laying the foundation for the design phase. In the process design phase, customers use the SAP Signavio Journey Modeler to describe end-to-end journeys that are essential for the transformation ambitions, ensuring they also take an outside-in perspective. SAP Process Manager and SAP Signavio Collaboration Hub allows customers to rethink and redesign their processes in a collaborative manner with transparency to all stakeholders. SAP Signavio Process Governance allows customers to implement the right amount of process governance, such as approvals, to ensure that they start the implementation based on a set of well-defined and approved processes. Processes that have been designed are handed over to solution architects and are translated into a solution design. This step is supported by the integration of SAP Signavio with SAP Solution Manager. The implementation of new processes or changes to existing processes are done. User acceptance testing is executed in a process-oriented manner, and if successful, results in an approval of the solution. Users are enabled about the new redesigned processes prior to the go-live of the solution. Upon completion of the SAP S/4HANA transition, the existing process template is incrementally enhanced, and the newly implemented processes are continuously optimized. Like in the analysis phase, fast and deep insights are obtained using sub-Signavio Process Insights and sub-Signavio Process Intelligence. Sub-Signavio Collaboration Hub allows customers, users, to access process models and assess the process performance. Now let's take a look into the solution-driven transformation. A solution-driven transformation starts with the analysis of processes and the identification of potential enhancements. Sub-Signavio Process Manager supports the analysis of the redesign of processes due to mandatory changes, in line with simplification items and the compatibility scope. Sub-Signavio Process Insights allows customers to get fast insights into their process execution, identifying process improvement potentials. It provides them with data-driven correction recommendations, allowing them, for example, to clean up unused master data so that customers only migrate data that is really required. Innovation recommendations, on the other side, provide them guidance, which new SAP S/4HANA capabilities they should consider when they redesign their to-be processes. Now let me highlight one point. SAP Signavio Process Insights is a cloud-based solution with predefined content, which makes the analysis extremely fast, and therefore is also relevant for customers that want to limit the time spent for process analysis and process redesign. Again, processes which are not redesigned straight away during the transformation are prioritized and put to the backlog. Still, they are part of the potential value that SAP S/4HANA bring to the organization. After a successful go-live, they are step-by-step implemented. Whenever the standard analysis content of SAP Signavio Process Insights is not sufficient, customers can leverage SAP Signavio Process Intelligence and perform a process mining. For all reused processes without mandatory redesign due to mandatory changes, customers perform a like-for-like conversion. For processes affected by mandatory changes, or where they have identified a significant improvement potential, they collaboratively define a model to be processes. Processes that have been designed are handed over to solution architects and are translated again into the solution design. This step is supported by the integration of sub-Signavio with sub-Solution Manager. An implementation of new processes or changes to existing processes is done. User acceptance testing is executed in a process-oriented manner, as previously in the process-driven transformation, and if successful, results in approval of solution. Users are enabled about the new or redesigned processes, again, prior to the go-live. Again, the tight integration between business process transformation management and application lifecycle management is what makes a transition a fast one. For processes that customers do not want to redesign during their initial transition to SAP S/4HANA, they plan and prioritize future process improvements and innovations, as I've already mentioned. For selected processes, they use SAP Signavio Process Manager and SAP Signavio Collaboration Hub as they collaboratively model and define the to-be processes. They rethink processes iteratively, focusing on standardization and harmonization potential based on best practices, processes, considering industry benchmarking. They use the SAP Signavio Journey Modeler to define end-to-end journeys, establish an outside perspective. Upon completion of the SAP S/4HANA transformation, the existing process template is incrementally enhanced, also here, taking into account in particular the backlog of potential process improvements identified during the analysis phase. And the newly implemented processes are continuously optimized. Like in the analysis phase, fast and deep insights are obtained using SAP Signavio Process Insights and SAP Signavio Process Intelligence. SAP Signavio Collaboration Hub allows customers to access process models and assess process performance also here. So let me summarize by having a look at the main key takeaways. First, our end-to-end business process transformation methodology is relevant to all transformation scenarios. Second, our methodology supports the individual needs of a process-driven as well as a solution-driven transformation. I'm really looking forward to seeing you again in our next unit.